Wonderful. Here we are. I'd like to introduce Leanne Sparks. Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm good.
You're matching my energy. I love it.
Hey, we gotta bring it. We gotta bring it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
Well, I'm so glad to talk to you. What I'd like to do so that everybody can get to know you a little bit, go ahead and share your story. Like, what was life like before you found us? What were some of the things that you were struggling with? Who were you? All the good stuff.
Oh boy, how long do we have? So I'm Leanne Sparks. I live in Kansas. We are in the middle of a rural area. We are farmers. We truly are farmers. My husband mostly. I'm kind of the support staff. So we do not have children. He has an older son, and we have a granddaughter, and we lots of nieces and nephews. I'm from a really big family, so is he. I'm the second of 6 children, so kind of typical story. You kind of get to raise all the little ones, and then of course, I'm from a smaller town, and so got to babysit a lot of the neighbor kids, most of the town pretty much, and those kids have had children, and you just anyway, so grew up with a lot of children, and always was in that. When I came to the end of my high school career, and you're going to college, and you're like, oh, what do you want to do? I don't know. How about being a clinical psychologist? That's what I'll get into. I don't know. Have no clue. Go to college, and like a year in, I said, I don't think that's going to work. I thought about being a biology teacher. So I did get into a lot of the science and did some student teaching and that kind of thing. But kind of most of the way through the biology class, didn't see eye to eye with a teacher because I didn't get a perfect A on a test. And he said, good luck to you if you can't cut it. And I said, okay, I'm going to go be a social worker. That's what I'll do.
All right.
So, 3 years, I graduated in 3.5 years, came out as a social worker. I went to work, or I had been working in a child care, family support center, and got a job at Head Start. And that was right at the end of this school year. And I thought, okay, I can do this. It was $250 a month. That's what I got paid. That I made. And I think that was before taxes. I thought don't do what I did. Okay. Don't this is a long time ago, but that wasn't even smart back then. So I got into that, and it was right at the end of the school year. And immediately, like 2 weeks after starting, they said, okay, you need to go on unemployment. And I'm like, you just hired me. Why did you fire me? Okay. I don't get this. The whole thing, we were going into summer. Didn't understand any of this. I mean, this is how green I am. Like, I just want to work. I want to work. I want to go out there. I want to help the kids. I want to, be in the classroom and help the teachers, whatever I need to do. So come fall, I'm like, okay, this isn't working. I can't pay anything, and got into the automotive industry. And so that kind of the rest is history. I've been in my own businesses for the last however long time. And about 9 years ago, we moved back over to this area where I live now to be closer to family. Had a full-time job. I actually gave up my full-time business thinking going back to work in the corporate world was going to be a smarter idea and less hours and easier on me and all these things. Wasn't, like, right from the minute, because folks, if I can teach you one thing, you take you wherever you go. And so whatever's up here and whatever, is going on, you're taking it where you go. Don't think you can go to a different job and change. You've got to change yourself and, really work that part of it out before you start jumping around, because I'm like the serial entrepreneur. I'm the one that wants to do everything. If a customer says, this is what I want, I figure out a way to make it work. Totally. And so, get back into the corporate world, and a year later, I'm going, I can't do this. This is just crazy. I stuck it out, quit that job, went to work for one of my customers. And so that's actually present day. Go back a year before I met you. So that gets you up to speed to about a year ago. I was actually running. I brought some props tonight. So I was actually running.
Love it.
Because I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this story. I have not been on Facebook, had not been on Facebook for over 12 years. And so I had no clue who you were, what's going on in the like Facebook world or any of that kind of stuff. You're not on my radar at all. Had no clue who you were. So I'm out running. I like audiobooks when I'm working out and stuff. So I'm listening to The Money Making Mom. And you are in this book. I don't know if you know that, but I'm out running. And okay. So this is like an older book, but it's pretty cool. I just pick it at random and I'm listening and I'm running along and she's talking about this Joy Anderson lady. And I'm like, what is going on with this? And she's got this preschool system and it's all kind of done for it. Like, I don't even remember what it said, but I'm like, ooh, I need to check that out. So I get back, and I'm like, checking out, kind of just poking around online, Googling, because I don't have Facebook.
Right.
And I find the whole ad and the rest is history. I was trying to do the timeline. I've been saying that this is my third challenge. I'm not really sure because it appears that it was like June of last year that maybe I found you. And again, silly me, haven't been on Facebook for a really long time.
Right.
So I get back onto Facebook and I probably jumped into the middle of the 30-day challenge or something and had no idea. Lord knows. Anyway, I'm a believer. Like you had me at it's done for you step by step. I'm like, I got to have this. I'm buying everything you've got full on, like just bring it. And here I am.
Here you are. Oh my gosh. So all of our challengers have probably gotten a response from Leanne at some point during this challenge because Leanne, I just got to say, like out of, many challenges that we've run, your support during this challenge has just been so phenomenal. So like high fives to you for number one, being on our launch team and supporting. I really appreciate it. So I remember you actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the challenges you went through, you're like, I haven't been on Facebook for 12 years. I put out this post and I got so much response on it. Was that correct?
I don't remember exactly which one it was, but if we're going to go specifics, I can cut to the chase. I didn't do very well on my fundraiser that we did. So last fall was the one that was like let's call that the real one then, because whatever I did at the beginning, I had no clue what was going on. But that's okay because you get your feet wet. I'm one of those people that has to figure it out, and I kind of want to know how it all goes together and what it, how to make it work, because I want to understand it. Because once it's set, I want it done and I want to just move forward. So when we did the challenge in the fall, which was really good, it was really interesting how that all worked. I didn't do very good on my fundraiser, which was fine though, because I'm just new and it's like, hey, I'm back. Can I have some money? This is what I'm doing. And I figure my friends were all like, what is she even talking about right now? So it's okay that it's slow. And that's my point, I guess, is that it's okay to go slow. It's okay to kind of figure out what you're doing. And, don't beat yourself up over it, because I would not have been ready. If there would have been 30 people sign up, I'd be like, no clue. Let's just shut this down and be done. So I'm really glad everything has happened the way that it has. I really am, truly, because I have learned so much in the past year, and just so much since like this would be my third. This would be my third, because we did the one in April too. And then this is the third. So
Oh, it's awesome. So now this is really interesting, because we have some women who see what we're doing and they're like, you know what? It's not the right time for me right now. Like, I'm going to come back in like 6 months or 2 years from now, whenever it's the right time, because I'm preparing. I hate this word, prepare. But they're like, thank you for the book, Joy. I'm going to read it. And I'm like, you're never going to read this book if you're saying I'm going to read it. Anyways, they're like, I'm just going to start preparing. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to come back to you. And so I want you to speak for a second about, you don't have a current preschool right now. Like, you have been building your preschool through this process. And there is a journey that we need to go on, but sometimes depends on the length. But like, why has this been worth it? I mean, you've apparently been in here for almost like a year and a half or a little bit less. Yeah. So like, why would somebody be like, if I don't have a preschool in a year and a half, why would I stick around? But you talk to us about that. Like, this is more than just preschool, right? So So walk me through that so that other people, because they don't know what Preschool All Stars is. So like, why walk me
Right.
through why this is still beneficial for you.
As a serial entrepreneur, there was a lot about the program that was really intriguing to me. I was starting to dip my feet into a lot of the mentors that you have. And
Yeah.
so hearing about them, and I was literally this close to like jumping into one of your mentors programs. And then
Right.
it was like, wait a minute, that looks a lot like this. And if she's already got it done, why do I need to pay for that?
Mm,
And try to figure it out on my own,
right.
because I'm trying to learn how, as I'm getting older, to work smarter, not harder,
Yeah.
because I've always been the opposite, always. And I'm like, again, you had me at follow the directions. And I'm
Yeah.
like, surely to God, at my age, I can figure that out now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
second half of my life, I'm going to figure out how to do it smarter. So that was the first thing that really, I'm like, okay, she just saved me a bunch of money doing this and a bunch of time
Right.
doing this, because folks, I've still got a full-time job in
Yeah.
addition to the 4 businesses that my husband and I have.
Mm,
So this is huge. Like, I love to work, but I more so love to figure things out, and like how could that help, number one, our existing businesses.
mm-hmm.
And then I'll go back last fall, and my husband didn't even know I was in this kind of program. Like, I made this decision, I had this stuff, and I'm just kind of working on it in the background, right?
Yeah.
And so last fall, we started seeing in the state of Kansas, there's a big push for childcare providers, which probably everywhere, right? So
Yeah.
he sees a commercial and he's like, oh, you should do that. You should have a daycare. We could just do that. And I'm like, you don't want to do that at our house. Like,
Right.
we don't need, we don't have children. So that would be a huge, like, for me, it'd be okay. But for him, it would just be
Right.
not good.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's odd that you say that, because I joined this program in the spring and, kind of been working on this thing and trying to figure out, again, just how the system works. But to me, it's worth, again, from the business aspect of it, I'm just the opposite of a lot. I mean, there's got to be somebody else out there that's kind of going at this, but I feel like I'm reverse engineering it. I have the business background, but not necessarily the childcare background.
Mm-hmm.
So coming at it from that end, the business aspect of it is like, just, I'm all up in it, right? But the childcare part, I'm scared to do maybe a little more so.
Yeah.
So to me, the business aspect was a no-brainer, 100%, 200% no-brainer. Like, you've got it all there. Then we have to do the work. That's why a lot of the responses I give are, you have to do the work. Don't expect it to just be given to us. Even the preschool club classes, there is work involved with putting that together. There is strategy involved with your marketing as to how you go to market with that, to put it out to the world. You're going to put your spin on it. But that's the part that I just absolutely love, like trying to figure out how to strategize to make it work. And then, once I said it, I want to not forget it, but, I want it to be there,
automated.
and I want it to be done, automated, ready to go. But again, kind of going back to that, I want to know how it works, so that if there's a question, I know how to fix it, and I don't have to call Beth every time. So
totally.
She's busy.
Well, I love that. Yeah. She's going to be coming on in just a minute. So let me ask you this question. If there were people on the fence right now about joining Preschool All Stars, what would you say to them?
Oh my gosh, do it. And you can't just do one part of it. You have to get All Stars. You have to get Hub. You have to get whatever else Joy has out there for us.
Preschool in a box.
Preschool in a, oh yeah, because see, that's right here. That's my third prop. So I've got, went from one book to the next book to this big old monster here. And you guys,
that's our curriculum that she's holding
this
up.
This is the curriculum.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah. And so just do it. Like, if you're serious about it, maybe don't take a year and a half to put it together, but if you've got other things, don't be
your
afraid.
Journey is your journey, Leanne.
My journey is my journey. Yeah. I mean, do whatever works for you. I can tell you that the spring challenge, after we, got some new members in the spring, there were a couple of us that got together kind of, I don't know, it was just through one of the chats or something. And so shout out to Lynette and Amy. Hey, girls, because we get together a lot of the mornings in the Zoom room, which people will figure, everybody will find out about that later. And we try to get together. It's been a little sporadic here lately, but like between 6 and 8 in the morning, something like that. And it's not just preschool. I mean, we talk other things, but marketing and that kind of stuff. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing my little class that I do on Tuesday nights, because they said, just try it. Like, just get in there, because you've got to get started. I was just dragging my feet and scared to death and all these things. And like, here we are. So I've got one class, jump in, do it. Joy's offering things for free, people. Like, this is absolutely, and doing a return on investment, kind of, again, reverse engineering people. $67 a month works out to be like $5 an hour for all the training, just the regular trainings that we get. And if you maximize your all-stars, your big sis star groups and that kind of thing, folks, I'm telling you, I've been through all these professional trainings and college degrees and master's degrees and all these things. I've learned more in the last year and a half and feel so much more support from everybody in this group than ever, hands down, before. So anyway.
You are awesome, Leanne. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Oh my gosh, do it. Jump in, everybody. We want to see you in the group. We need more people, and I'm happy to help if anybody needs anything.
Amazing. And Leanne is also a big sis star, so you might see her in your sis star circle as well. All right, Leanne, we appreciate you, friend. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.